Welcome to our subscribers. I appreciate your comments and support as always. And for the rest of you, welcome to the algorithm. Apparently YouTube thought you would enjoy this, and I bet you will. This is a very good lesson. Here is today's sequence. Got it? Just kidding. I'll go through this real slow and, even more important, explain why it's absolutely essential to learn this technique. There is a download link to printable tab and other lesson materials in the video description. This sequence is all about threes. I will use the pentatonic pattern here and go down in 3-note increments. 3, go to the second note in the pattern, down 3, go to the third note in the pattern or scale and go down 3 notes, and so on. This is the same sequence ascending, going up the scale. With this, we're just moving up the pattern in 3-note increments, just like we did descending. This is the second lesson covering sequences, what they are and how to use them. If you didn't check out part 1, a link is in the video description. I recommend that you run through that lesson because it covers aspects of sequences that I'm not repeating here. I am using both left fretting hand and right hand picking hand muting to keep my playing sounding clean. Strings that aren't being played are deadened. Now, teaching this technique is beyond the scope of this lesson because the instructions need to be quite detailed. This is explained fully in my complete guitar course, so you can check it out there. I will briefly cover the picking technique because it's simple to explain and implement. I hold the pick at an angle that allows it to glide. Hopefully you can see this. I want it to glide like that, so I hold it at that angle so it can glide over the strings without getting stuck or interrupted. There is very little movement coming from the fingers that are holding the pick. These sequences are really valuable to use when improvising. Typically, I'll play the pattern ascending, descending, or both, a combination of the two, with other phrases. That way it's melodic and doesn't sound like you're just doing a finger exercise like when you run through all 6 strings. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Performing this on 2 strings is a little trickier. I'll use the 3rd and 4th strings. Okay, that's 3 notes. Go to the 2nd note in the pattern. And we're all out of notes on these 2 strings. Then ascending. So descending and ascending. For obvious reasons, some look at this as shred guitar technique. Well, it is that, but so much more. Play these exercises much faster than I'm playing them in this lesson, and we'll call it shred. But describing this as a shred technique is the same as calling hammers, pulls, or alternate picking shred. Yes, these techniques can be used to play fast, but they're equally useful at slow tempos and in any genre of music. Here is the exact same sequence using the diatonic 7-note scale descending. Once again, you play the first 3 notes, then continue the sequence from the 2nd note. Here's the diatonic pattern. We'll do the exact same sequence, 3 notes. Okay, that's the first 3 notes of the pattern. Then we'll start on the 2nd note of the scale or pattern. 3rd note. The fingering for the diatonic is a little tricky. I've included it below the tab so you can see exactly how it is to be played. To play fast and clean, it's important to consistently use the same fingering. Here is the sequence ascending. Be sure to use a metronome when you begin practicing this. Make a note of your current tempo and check back in a week. I bet you're going to find out that you've made impressive progress over the week, but there's no way that you'll know that unless you actually take the time to record how fast you're able to play it now. If you have a question or comment about this lesson, please post it below. I usually answer all good questions online. To be notified when I drop the next video, please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell for notification. You can also subscribe to my newsletter. The link is in the video description. That way I can notify you directly when I'm uploading the video, and there's no need to wait for the algorithm to find you. See you next Saturday for part 3 of this series at 7 a.m. Pacific. Put that time and date on your calendar and see you then.